I swear that dog just waits until I'm out here before he starts running around. Any other time, if I came and stood here without the camera, he'd just sit down next to me. He's playing up for you lot. He's not going to school today. We made that decision yesterday. We're not going to do the whole tricking him to get him in thing again, and in the same way as on Wednesday when it was more important that we got him to the paediatrician appointment, today it's more important that we get him to the dietitian appointment, which is this afternoon, in pretty much the same room we were in on Wednesday for the dietitian appointment, an hour and a half round trip away in Grantham. Thanks NHS. For once I realise that's can't really be helped. You can't have different doctors in the same room at the same time, but oh, it's frustrating, and I wish we could access some services locally. Peterborough's 7 miles down the road. There's a big hospital there. Why can't we go to that one? So, no school today. We have, however, got his TA from school coming out to spend some time with him this morning. We don't know what time or for how long. The school know he's got this dietitian appointment. They originally said 9:30 till 11:30 every day. I said that's not really going to be any use unless you're planning on, when he goes back to school full time, him getting there at like 10 o'clock, because the way routine is so built into what he does. If you're turning up at 9:30 every day now, if you then start turning up with a taxi at 8:30, that's the start of a whole new process. That the stuff you did at 9:30 is irrelevant and doesn't help prepare him for that. So I said they need to be coming from 8:30 if that's what they're going to be doing long term. They're not here at the moment and it's 9 o'clock, so presumably they're doing the 9:30 thing. So I've made my thoughts clear on that to them. If they ignore me again, then so be it. But she's going to come out. I don't know how successful it's going to be. I don't know how engaged with that process he's going to be. Fingers crossed, for the first time in nearly a year, we'll have the same person coming out at the same time every single day, building up towards building up that trust with him, getting him into the car, getting him back to school. It will take 2 or 3 weeks, but if they do it right, like they did before, he will start going to school again. It's nearly a year ago now they did this with a different member of staff, and just before the summer holidays he was attending school again by travelling in with a TA in their car. It worked, but then the summer holidays happened and that TA changed jobs within the school. She's still there but can't work with him anymore for some reason. So they never really went back to that process again. And it's taken nearly a year for them to listen to us saying, remember that thing that worked? But fingers crossed they've remembered it and it will work again. Problem is, of course, we're going to hit the same thing we hit last year, whereas it will take 2 or 3 weeks to work. By the time it actually is working, first we're going to hit half term, because there's only 5 weeks left until half term, because it's a really short half term, and then it'll be disrupted then, and then maybe take a week or 2 to get up and running from there, and then we're only a month away from the summer holidays, 6 weeks off, changes of staff, all that stuff. We have to start again in September anyway. So best case scenario at the moment, if they do it right, is he might have about 6 weeks in school out of the 12 that are left before the end of the year. But that's only if they do it right. If they mess it up in any way, forget about it. I do a lot of bashing of the professionals involved in this process on this channel. I'm aware of it. I don't particularly enjoy the fact I have to do it. This time though, hold my hands up, this one's on me. The email back and forth between me and the head teacher yesterday arranging today, it seems the last email from me saying yes, that's fine, we'll start tomorrow, just for whatever reason sat in the drafts on my phone and was never sent. Obviously didn't hit the button properly, or did that thing where you hit the button but then close the app too quickly. So it hasn't happened today. It's 10 o'clock now, no one's turned up. I've just contacted the school again, made sure it's sent this time, and asked if we can start from Monday. So we've now got 2 hours until we have to leave to go to Grantham for the dietitian. That's all gone a bit wrong. What are the chances that some of you wonderful people are experts at using Elgatos and PlayStation 4s and stuff? I'm trying to get set up so that I can record PlayStation 4 footage and put it onto the channel. This is the setup that I've got at the moment. So I have the PS4 down there with an Elgato plugged into it, just there. The TV, which doesn't really need to be on because I'm not really looking at it. I'm looking at this, which is my laptop, which has the other end of the Elgato plugged into it. I finally figured out how to get that side of things set up. I have this microphone working with it, so sound should be good. What I can't do is figure out how to get this webcam to work with this and let me use chroma key. So I can fiddle around with the options and get myself on there. There I am. But I don't see anywhere in the settings that I can use chroma key with that and take the background away. So I need to figure out how to do that. What I'd also be interested in hearing from you is how important my face is to this stuff anyway. If we're doing console gaming, do you need to be able to see me, or is it enough to be able to just hear me? Let me know down in the comments what you think, and if you are able to help me out, I think I've got it working now, but I can't be sure. And the sound has started... Why is the sound coming through this again? There you go. Now it's through my headphones where it's supposed to be. Very confusing. You know what, the more appointments we have with really excellent healthcare professionals, the more I start to realise that the problem isn't the NHS itself, the problem is our local medical practice, and I'm taking them down, but that's a story for another day. The dietitian was superb. Another hour-long appointment, which that's not the only way to judge the success of a doctor's appointment, but when you've got an autistic child, being able to take the time to cover everything you need to cover and spend that full hour is really beneficial. So there was no pressure to try and get him to eat fruit and veg and meat and all that stuff that Anna's had previous experiences with dietitians. This is the first time I've been involved in a dietitian appointment, but she took him to one years ago over in Nottingham, and it was a waste of time. It was just basically them saying, remember, he needs fruit and vegetables and meat and milk, none of which he's going to eat. But we've discovered that he's not really underweight. He's pretty much level with where he's been all his life since he was born. He's just a skinny kid, which is cool, just like me and her, skinny family. He does obviously need to get some vitamins, nutrition, iron, protein, all this stuff that he's not really had for at least 10 years. But rather than any silly requests to do that through diet, which just isn't going to happen, we've looked at different options for multivitamin supplements. We've rejected liquid medicine, we've rejected tablets, because they're just never going to happen. But we've been sent away with this big bag full of different milkshakes to try, which there's a possibility he might drink a milkshake. He used to drink milk until he decided he didn't fancy it anymore. Plus we've got some powder that's packed full of vitamins that we can sprinkle into his custard, mix that up, mix the Rice Krispies in, and he might just get some vitamins into him that way. Really encouraging, which is something I didn't know about previously, was that they suspect that once he's got the vitamins right in his system, that he will then be more interested in eating other foods, less likely to show symptoms of his pica, which is where he eats non-edible items. At the moment, the only thing we can't keep out of his mouth is food. Everything non-food is always in there. Fluff, rubber, metal, just straight in his mouth as soon as he sees it. Food, not so much, but by getting the balance of vitamins right, he'll stop eating that other stuff, in theory, because he won't need to try and grab the vitamins out of them anymore, and might end up being a little bit more experimental with his food choices as well, because his mood will improve, his energy levels will improve. It was all really positive. Obviously we've got to make sure we can get either these milkshakes or this powder into him. The milkshakes I'm not particularly expecting anything from. He might try them, he probably won't like them, but they're there as an option. This powder though, I'm really positive about at the moment. We're led to believe it's flavourless. It dissolves in liquid, so it's effectively textureless. So he needs to have 30 grams of this powder a day, which, if we split that across 8 or 9 different portions of custard with Rice Krispies, you're looking at maybe 1/3 to 1/2 teaspoon for a bowl of custard and Rice Krispies. It's surely not going to be noticeable if it's supposedly flavourless and textureless. Really hopeful about this stuff. We're at the church as usual, they're over there somewhere. Anna's taken my other camera off, so there's every chance you've either already seen or are about to see church adventures. Don't worry, I didn't go in the church. Didn't want to burst into flames.
Andy. Wait. No. Right, I'll go and get Daddy. Yeah. It's not open.
You know, I've got a spare one of these, so we could
what?
We could both wander around with gorilla pods, and that would be really cool.
No, I don't need a gorilla pod, I'm fine. It's quite comfortable.
She's so going to be using a gorilla pod any time now. Note to future Kev, if you expect appointments in Grantham to last an hour, they need to be booked on the half hour rather than on the hour. We came out of the dietitian at 2 o'clock. We were at the church by 2:15. The bells don't ring until 3 o'clock. It's 2:25 now. I've been sent off to find some lunch for us because he is insistent that he's waiting there until 3 o'clock. And we'll waste away before 3 o'clock. No way we can wait that long. I'm led to believe there might be a Subway out on the high street. Failing that, a Boots lunch meal deal. If there's a better sandwich in the universe than the Italian BMT on Italian herbs and cheese from Subway, I don't know of its existence. Please point me towards it. That was delicious. They've gone, but it's 2:50 now. There was a queue, luckily, in Subway. They're back in there. The bells have rung every quarter of an hour, apparently. It's not enough though, unless it's the hourly ones. We have a big box. This box is from K&V Collectibles, and it's stuff for a future giveaway on this very channel, or maybe the other channel. Maybe both channels. We'll work the details out. It'll be once the current giveaway is ended, so this stuff isn't being given away for a week or so. But I don't know what's in here. They just said they were sending a box of stuff. So, no idea what it could be. Anna's hovering around because she thinks she's going to get first pick of the good stuff. She's not. It's all for the competition. You can enter the competition. However, you cannot win the competition.
Oh, you're mean.
But you should go and subscribe to channels that give away awesome stuff from K&V Collectibles if you want to have a chance to win stuff. I'm afraid terms and conditions dictate you can't win any of it.
I gave you the scissors.
They're Dave's scissors. Right, so. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff. Wowzers. Okay, are you going to come and get in the video now?
No, I'm looking.
She's afraid of the video. Right, so we have some kind of Muppet from Star Wars as a Funko fabrication. These are Funko, aren't they? Yeah, that's quite cool actually. I used to like the Ewoks. Justice League Atlantis lady. Oh, that's just cool. Thor. There is a Bob's Burgers Dorbs. I'm never going to get all this back in the box the way it just was. There's a copy of, I don't know what that, how do you say that? Aegis of Earth? Aegis of Earth on PS3. Stuff with Halo written on it. We have some Halo Mega Blocks of a Rapid Attack Covenant Ghost and a Rapid Attack Covenant Ghost. There is, oh sorry, and a Rapid Attack Covenant Ghost. There, what is this? This is BlazBlue. Not a toy. However, don't know what it is. Is that a game? But there's two of them, so two people will be able to figure it out. Something to do with Beyond Two Souls. Skylanders Superchargers on the Wii-hoo starter pack. Wolverine Daubs. Some Thunderbirds shot glasses. Another copy of Aegis of Earth. A Court of Thorns and Roses. They did say something about the book being signed. Hold on, is this the signed book? And the book is signed. There we go. That is a whole load of stuff. Let me know down in the comments how on earth we're supposed to give all this away. Anna, can you put that back in the box where it was, please? I've got... Well, that has been an incredibly productive day. We started these holidays a little bit slowly with regard to work stuff and producing stuff. But as the time has gone on, as we're getting towards the end of this second week, I'm getting into my swing with this a little bit more. So today we have done already, bearing in mind, it's only 6:30, in addition to taking Andy for his dietitian appointment and taking that big chunk out of the day where we went to Grantham, we've done a Football Manager video. The first Lazy Students Guide video has gone live. I've recorded 2 Fallout Let's Play videos, Fallout 4, which won the vote that we did yesterday. They're going to hit the gaming channel over the weekend. Would really appreciate some feedback on them. I don't know if they're good. Let's Plays are new territory for me outside of Football Manager, so very much looking to take feedback on board for those, just the same as with the Lazy Students Guide channel. My plan for Fallout is I'm just going to play through the whole game from first title screen to end credit screen with the camera rolling and me talking over it. If that's the sort of thing people enjoy watching, hopefully they'll jump on board with it. I don't know how good it's going to be. I hope it will be great, but I think it's going to be one of those things that as a first series of this kind, it's going to need a lot of help from you lot to help me shape it, and hopefully as we get 2 or 3 series down the line, things will start to get much better on there. We've got the podcast coming up later today. I've got to go and edit the vlog now, so the podcast will be out tomorrow as well. I also still need to write this week's article for the Lazy Students Guide website, which I should probably do now. But all in all, production, and it's all very cool. I'm still slightly concerned that I haven't been able to fit in actual writing anywhere yet, but I would like to think when the time comes in July, or more realistically September, when the kids are back at school, I can have that morning slot set aside for writing, and then like 11 o'clock get started on all the video stuff for the rest of the day. I think it's reasonable to take 2 hours out of the day every day for writing, and that would be enough to do 2,000 or 3,000 words a day, which equates to 4, 5, 6 books a year, which is crazy. So I probably wouldn't even need to do that much. So it's all looking good, it's all looking positive. We've got the weekend now, then I've got 1 more day off, then a training day, then I'm back at work for the final stretch from Wednesday. I can't even remember how many days left it is now. I think it was into the 50s, but I'll certainly have a countdown ready for you next week. We're going to call today's vlog here because I've still got to edit it and then get the podcast sorted later on this evening. So if you have enjoyed what we've done today, please make sure you pop a like on there. Don't forget the competition is still running at lelujo.fm/giveaway. It's got about a week left on that, and as soon as that one's done, we'll start giving away some of that stuff that we looked at earlier today, which is just a pile of awesome stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more, and thank you very much for watching.